Hi, I'm Elle, and this week I'm fasting for 5 days. There are a couple of reasons why I decided to do this fast, one being because of autophagy. So autophagy is basically a process where the body cleans and recycles old cellular material in order to regenerate new, healthier cells and structures. So the science and study of autophagy has a lot of potential in the areas of anti-aging and disease prevention. I'll make another video diving deeper into the science and physiology of fasting and autophagy, but for now, that's what autophagy is. Another reason why I wanted to do this fast was because of metabolic flexibility. Most people are typically glucose burning at any given time due to the carbohydrates in our diet, but say if somebody follows a ketogenic diet, they're using ketones primarily as fuel. So basically what I'm doing with this fast is kickstarting my body into a state of ketosis and training my body to use my own fat stores as fuel more efficiently. Another reason I'm doing this fast is for the mental clarity. A lot of people experience this mental clarity effect while fasting or going on a keto diet. This mental clarity can describe, say, heightened focus or improved concentration, things like that. And my last reason for doing this fast is more for psychological and spiritual reasons. One of the things I wanted to accomplish with this was to rewrite the associations I had with food and to kind of change my food habits. I'll snack when I'm bored or stressed, or just eat my meals in front of the TV, watching something or listening to something. So not very mindful. Now you definitely don't have to go to such lengths in order to accomplish this, but I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. Try to get the psychological, mental mindfulness benefits as well as the health benefits. So here's the plan. I'm going to do a 5-day fast. No food. I'll have water. I'm doing coffee and tea. I can't get rid of my coffee, but no sugar, no cream, no calories. I'm continuing my supplements and I'm taking a magnesium and potassium supplement. I'll do updates to check in on my energy levels, mental clarity, and hunger overall. So that's it. We'll see how this goes. So it's evening now and I am a little over a day into my fast. Wow, you can't see it at all. I'm a little over a day into my fast. Overall, I felt pretty good today. Felt a little tired in the afternoon. Now I'm feeling pretty good again. My energy's pretty normal in terms of mental clarity, focus, concentration. It's been pretty standard. Hunger-wise, I did feel kind of hungry, but wasn't too bad. The hunger pains kind of just go away. And yeah, so still, I feel pretty good. So it's 8:30 now. I am 2 days into my fast and my energy's pretty good right now. This morning was not that great though. I was pretty tired, hungry, but like it took a while for me to get up and actually wake up. And I did feel like my heart rate was higher than normal, like my body was working harder to keep up. Today was more difficult hunger-wise. I did feel more hungry and a little more distracted because of that hunger. I could still focus and concentrate enough to get things done, but I did not feel like I was functioning at 100%. I also hear that the first 2 days of a fast are harder for a lot of people, so I wonder if that's just what's happening. And it could be because of that shift from using glycogen or glucose as fuel first and then making that switch to using ketones, which can take maybe like 12 to 36 hours. It really depends. So I'll check back in tomorrow and see if anything changes. So I'm now 3 days into my fast at 74 hours. And I'm feeling pretty good. This morning when I woke up right off the bat, I was feeling a lot better energy-wise and performance-wise in terms of focus and concentration. I still don't feel 100%. I feel a little bit lethargic, like I don't want to move around or be as active as I usually am. I haven't worked out at all the past few days, but overall it's been pretty manageable. What I try to do when I feel hungry is use that as a cue to take a step back and take a few deep breaths and kind of reflect What I've been directing my attention to instead is to try to just think about things that I do have rather than the food that I don't have. I think I live in comfort too much of the time, and it's really easy to lose perspective. So that's been a part of it that I'm actually kind of enjoying. So check in tomorrow. Hey, so it's now day 4. It's around 4:30, and when I looked at my phone earlier today, I got so excited because I am almost done with my fast. It's been tough. My energy today has been pretty good. Like yesterday, still definitely not performing at 100%. This is really tough. So many times throughout the day, I'm just thinking I should just stop this fast, and I don't think I can make it another day, and I should just stop. It's hard to intercept those thoughts, but I always just try to remind myself why I wanted to do this in the first place. I honestly don't think I would be able to do this entire fast just for the physical health reasons. I feel like a lot of what this fast is doing for me is almost like enhancing my mindfulness or meditation, gratitude practices. I don't know what it is about a fast, but I feel like there's some part of it that's super humbling. And maybe it's just the fact that fasting makes you so acutely aware of how weak you are and how much your body craves and really relies on a constant intake of food. So for me, it's primarily really just to give me some perspective. This is really hard otherwise. In terms of hunger today, I think today has been the best day. In terms of performance, like I said, I definitely don't feel 100%. I don't know what people are talking about when they say they feel this mental clarity or a boost in performance capacity. At least for me, I'm definitely not feeling that. Compared to my previous fasts, one thing that I have noticed is my temperature. In the past few days, I felt a little colder, and my best guess of what that is a decrease in metabolism, which would make sense if the body is sensing that there's no food. But today felt pretty different. Like today I noticed it because I sweat, and I guess that's more normal for me. I could also explain why my energy feels a little better today too. So maybe my metabolism is kicking up more. I thought about if I would ever do this again. Right now, that's a hard no. 0 out of 10 would recommend, but I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind tomorrow or after I'm done. We'll see. I'm 5 days into the fast now, and I looked at my fast timer and it said 7 hours left, and I got so excited. Also today, I'm feeling a lot better than I was the previous days of the fast. Overall, it's just gotten easier. So I don't know what's up. Maybe I'm just starting to get used to it. I also thought, just because I'm in the kitchen now and I see the salt, should probably eat some salt because I gotta get my electrolytes. I've really just been taking magnesium and potassium, and that's been all right, but I still feel a little bit, say like tense in my muscles, a little bit. Normally I do more salt, but this time I think I'm just gonna take some straight. Oh god, that's a lot. Oh my god. My salivary glands. Oh, that actually kind of tastes really good. Okay, maybe I needed some salt because that tastes good. Well. Oh man, so salty. Okay, this is great. So I am officially done with my fast. 5 days, 120 hours, and I'm breaking my fast with some bone broth and blueberries and almonds. This is kind of hot. Oh, it's too hot. I think I burnt my tongue. That's too hot. Wow. They're so good. I think my favorite fruit is blueberries now. This is turning into an ASMR mukbang. I really can't describe this. This is actually so good. I'm just happy now, you know? I'm just happy. Now this was a couple hours later. I was still hungry, and it's good to break your fast with something light. Hence the bone broth and blueberries, but it was not enough for me. So here's me prepping more food. This would probably make a really good stir fry, but my cooking skills have gone to shit since I got an air fryer. I cook everything in it. It's just easier that way. Here's my second dinner: salmon, zucchini, mushrooms, and some butternut squash. Hi, so it's now about a week later, so I've had some time to reflect. I also wanted to go over my weight because I've been tracking my weight through this whole process, but I didn't want to emphasize it because it wasn't one of my primary reasons for doing the fast. But I think it's still something interesting to cover. So looking at my weight, at the start of my fast, I was about 59 kg. And this really dropped throughout the fast. Every day I was losing more and more water weight and maybe a little fat mass weight. By day 5, I was 55.7 kg. So from 59, this is kind of a lot. And this really is majority water weight. When you burn through your glycogen stores, you also let go of a lot of water. So it's just things like that to keep in mind. It's been about a week since my fast, and I've gained most of it back. Right now, I'm about 57.7 kg. So still, that's a little bit lower than 59 kg. I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't gain more of it back, but the past few days I've been around this weight. So this could just be it. In the past, when I've done shorter fasts, like 2 or 3 day fasts, I didn't lose any weight, or I would lose it during the fast, and then after I break my fast, I go right back up to the same weight. So I'm actually kind of surprised this time, but overall, most of the weight that I lost during my fast was water weight. I was really hoping to see more of this mental clarity effect, or this boost in performance, but I didn't experience that. It wasn't until day 5 that I felt like maybe I could continue this fast and maybe I could maintain this with a good level of functioning. I did feel sharper, like this kind of heightened awareness, but I wonder if that's really just related to a evolutionary an evolutionarily conserved process to aid in the process of finding food. So one thing I did experience was a heightened perception of colors, smells. That wasn't helpful in terms of performance, but it definitely was something that shifted my standard perception of the world. If I did this again, one thing I would change is adding salt earlier on. This time, I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't want to drink salt water. And I didn't think about just eating salt straight until the 5th day. So I didn't get salt in until the 5th day. But, you know, it would be interesting to see if my energy and everything felt better if I added salt earlier on. Because salt is a pretty important electrolyte. I don't know why I just didn't add it. But still, this fast was easier for me than fasts in the past. I think this is just a matter of exposure. I regularly do time restricted feeding in a 16-8 pattern. This is like not eating for 16 hours of the day and having the feeding window cover just 8 hours. So this could be like finishing dinner at 8 p.m. and then not eating again until 12 p.m. the next day. I've done keto before too, and quite a few 24-hour fasts. So I'm definitely not completely new to this, but everyone is different. So definitely talk to your doctor first if you're thinking about doing something like this. Don't just jump straight in. I also want to say that, you know, there's not that much research on fasting like this. Like, there's still quite a few studies out there, but we don't precisely know things like when autophagy kicks in and how much autophagy is taking place, and it's likely different for every person. For me, I had my reasons for fasting, this physical aspect, but also primarily this mental / spiritual aspect. And I also just really like to geek out and experiment on myself first. So take this all with a grain of salt. This is just my experience. This is just a sample size of N of 1. I'm actually pretty happy with how this fast went from a more psychological perspective. How I kind of think of it is kind of like getting off of the hedonic treadmill. I noticed that food, it's more of a habit thing or an entertainment thing for me. Like, I eat a lot just because I'm bored or stressed. I think if it's just an entertainment thing, it's maybe not that negative. But for me, I just noticed that food really had a grip on me and my mood, my actions, my thoughts. So I just wanted to stop that. I also wanted to use fasting to practice being uncomfortable. I live in so much comfort. Like, I have a home, I have access to food, I have entertainment on demand. I have a lot. And I noticed I was really just taking that all for granted when I started to complain about stress and feeling trapped in my house during the lockdown. And these feelings are definitely valid, but I wanted to get out of that mental space. And I did that by trying to get perspective through discomfort. I think it's really interesting in a lot of ways because that entire experience just made me feel so much more grateful for everything that I have in my life, all the people, and I came out of it feeling all touchy and sentimental, but very grateful, and I'm really happy about that. I also am so happy with how this has kind of changed how I understand hunger cues. I think I much more accurately read my hunger cues now. In the past, I think I stressed out, distracted myself so much, I was just not in tune with what my body was really feeling. This is the concept of the hedonic treadmill, where we kind of get accustomed to a certain level of input or a standard of living, and that just becomes our new norm. So it's not as fun, it's not as exciting or entertaining or satisfying to us anymore. It also kind of describes the reward pathway in that quick downregulation or development of tolerance to a certain amount of input or stimulus. So this could be like getting used to eating really, really good tasting foods, so much so that you need more or a stronger input to get the same level of reward response. This is what keeps people gambling at higher stakes, or getting hooked on a drug where you need more of a dosage. And this is because tolerance develops. This applies with any addictive activity or substance. So when I started to see this in my own life, I wanted some kind of intervention, something that I could use to cut right in. And basically in fasting, I took away all of that input for pleasure and entertainment from food. And it's really just interesting and still surprising to me how much of a difference those 5 days made. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Share this video if you found it interesting, and let me know what you think. Have you or would you ever try fasting, and what would be your reasons? So until next time, please like and subscribe. God, this is so